Hello YouTube, D. Lewis here, again making another video for the 3blog network, and this time, with the aid of the MacBook Air, I'm going to bring you a soccer rundown, especially in the Premier League. If I can get to other leagues, I'll get to other leagues, but I really want to keep the timing of this video shorter. Alright, let's get started with Chelsea, who snapped their terrible run of form. You know, that was so bad to the point at which, it got to the point in which Carlo Ancelotti, some Chelsea fans were calling for Carlo Ancelotti's job. I didn't go that far, as you can notice, Chelsea. I didn't go that far, but it was getting pretty bad. But they snapped it this week with great goals from Branislav Ivanovic and Nicolas Anelka. Especially want to highlight the play of Branislav Ivanovic, who got a goal and an assist. He got the assist on the Nicolas Anelka goal, and heads up to Nick. And what am I saying? And good job to Nicolas Anelka for the alert flick on, because I think that would have been definitely saved if it wasn't flicked on. As for the youth that we got to see in the game, again, Carlo Ancelotti hinted prior to the game that we would get to see some youth players in place of some, some of the more experienced players. And we did get to see Josh McEachran and Daniel Sturridge, but we didn't get to see them in starting roles. I didn't really care. We got to see a little bit of him, especially Josh McEachran. He looks really good and really poised under such a big stage, to be under. As for Blackburn, we did see Roque Santa Cruz came on in the 46 minutes. Still seemed like he was trying to get the kinks out after not really seeing starting football at Manchester City in so long. Other than that, Nikola Kalinic, is that how you pronounce it? Blackburn's guy. I was keeping an eye out for him. You got to pay attention to the other team too, especially if you're a Chelsea fan. I find myself tending to center in on Chelsea players. I was trying to definitely look at other players today. But yeah, great win for Chelsea to snap such a bad run of form. Blackburn. Maybe I don't know. Blackburn's definitely they just recently lost out on the Ronaldinho thing, but they got Roque Santa Cruz, so maybe they'll just round in the form. The best game of the weekend was definitely the Manchester City Wolverhampton clash. I watched the game. It was a brilliant game. I loved it. You saw both of the Torre brothers scoring. I personally like Yaya more, just because he's a big physical presence in the midfield, but they both scored. Carlos Tevez rounding into form well, especially that goal. Skipping through the defense, amazing. But credit to Wolverhampton, Mick McCarthy's, he has a really, scrappy side. Kevin Doyle, I really see him as a great leader, and I really like Ronald Zubar. It was great. Pablo Zabaleta, that was actually a great cross. On the Tevez goal, it was actually a great cross. But yeah, this was also key for Manchester City, as they're going for the title this year. Trying to see some of those major investments pay off after last year's relatively disappointing campaign. It was interesting that we saw Julian Lescott come on, who has been getting less and less minutes. Maybe that's a sign. He was favored to leave Manchester City, but yeah, he came on. So that was that game. Definitely a really, really, really good game. I thought Wolverhampton was surging. I could have easily seen them tying it up 4-4 after the Ronald Zubar goal. But yeah, very, very good. Dzeko. How did I not talk about Dzeko? Dzeko looked great in his Premier League debut. I thought he would look shaky trying to adjust to life in the Premier League, but that just shows you how relatively similar the German Bundesliga and the Premier League are. The next game that I want to talk about is the West Brom versus Blackpool game. Blackpool, who has become a bit of a favorite for casual fans trying to jump onto the bandwagon, so to speak. Blackpool, the team that just came up from the Championship, has had such gritty performances against certainly much bigger teams with bigger budgets. And they did well against West Brom too, but Peter Odemwingie, the star for West Brom, he showed his talent and his speed with his 2 goals. As for Blackpool, I'll admit I like to see him win. They're a fun team to watch. Gary Taylor-Fletcher, David Vaughan, Adam, all the boys there. They're definitely a fun team to watch, and I don't know how you don't like them. They're such a scrappy group. But yeah, West Brom pulled this one out amazingly. I really thought the Gary Taylor-Fletcher, I don't know why, it seemed like the flow of the game after Gary Taylor-Fletcher scored, it really seemed like it was definitely destined for a draw. Wigan did draw with Fulham over the weekend. Clint Dempsey, the American international, picked up an assist and a very good one on the Andrew Johnson goal. Hugo Roccadella scored for Wigan Athletic, and they tied 1-1. Yeah, it is great. Dempsey, he's really improving his stock. There are some people who favoring him to move clubs, to move to a bigger club. Liverpool was mentioned a long time ago. In like the rumor mills. Nothing quite yet on it. They're certainly not selling him. I like him at Fulham, and I don't think they're selling him unless they get relegated. But I don't see them getting relegated. Stoke City won 2-0 over Bolton with goals from Danny Higginbottom and Matthew Etherington, two stalwarts there at Stoke City. I didn't get to see the game. I usually like seeing their games because I like watching Stuart Holden play, the American international. But yeah, Arsenal walked over West Ham and Jonathan Spector 3-0. Jonathan Spector in the midfield role. That was kind of surprising. Love to hear your opinions on that. Van Persie twice and Walcott. Walcott is really hitting form. Really hitting form. I'll talk about Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain from Southampton, the next Walcott, supposedly. Talk about him in another video. Sunderland tied Newcastle, which was surprising, but Asamoah Gyan sunk the U.S. in the World Cup and sunk Newcastle from a victory in this game. Kevin Nolan scored again, great form. But Asamoah Gyan, oh, what a bull. Just amazing strength. Yeah, I think, what other games are there? Oh yeah, Birmingham's tie versus Aston Villa. It was a bleak game. I didn't really enjoy it. It's a great goal by James Michael Collins. Other than that, a great game was Liverpool's tie with Everton. Absolute great game. I like Jermaine Beckford a lot. I know he has his critics, but I like him. Dirk Kuyt really pulled the win out of the bag for Liverpool. Not the win. The tie for Liverpool. But that was one of the better games. Obviously, the best game was the Manchester City game, but that was one of the better games. And then the game that I watched today, the Tottenham Manchester United game, it was it was a pretty good game. I think a lot of people watch it just to see Manchester United, and on Tottenham's side, everyone wants to see Gareth Bale. But 10 men, Manchester United pulled it out. They survived it all right. But that pulled United to the top of they regained the top spot in the Premier League with that. All right, that's hold on, I gotta check the time of the video. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. That's the Premier League review. I'll do a more broader one of soccer in general this weekend, or football, wherever you are in the world. I'll do a more broader one. Plus, I'll do a transfer video. I'm really looking to put up a lot more videos on 3Blog Network. It's just that I don't know. It's just, all right. Thanks for watching, and tell me what you thought about the Premier League action this weekend. Manchester United taking the top spot in the table. Very, very, very interesting. Alright, I guess I'll close out with the table. Top 5 right now. Tottenham Hotspur with 37 points. Chelsea with 38 points, moving up one spot. Arsenal with 43 points. Manchester City with 45 points. And Manchester United with 45 points. But Manchester United goes to the top spot on goal differential, I think. I'm not sure. Alright, thanks for watching. Make sure to check the channel later, because I'll be putting up more videos. Thanks for watching.